In this After Effects tutorial, I'll show you some amazing title tool tricks. Hey everyone, my name is Manuel. Animating titles and text is probably one of the most frequent things to do in motion graphics, so the title tool is your best friend. Let's go cover some of the basics quickly, then deep dive. The tool is up here in the toolbar, T like title tool. There's a horizontal and vertical version. Kind of self-explanatory. Click into the preview window and happily type away. If you click into the screen and drag the cursor down, you create a text box. It's like a defined area that you can fill with any kind of text, which is great for templates, where the text is replaced and varies in length. Let's open the text property of our text layer down here in the timeline. We'll do crazy stuff with the source text property later, path options. There is no path yet, so let's add a mask. I use the rectangle tool. Then let's choose it here in the drop-down menu. And the text is positioned along the path. You can reverse the path, align letters perpendicular to the path or not, force alignment, and use first and last margin to animate the text. Then there's this Animate drop-down menu here, which lets you animate all kinds of properties individually. Really powerful. So let's play with it. We click on the Animate menu and add an opacity animator. We set the initial opacity to 0. Then we open the range selector to animate its way back to 100%. We set a start keyframe, then 20 frames later set it to 100%, which animates the opacity from start to end. Works in the other direction as well, of course. Let's open the advanced settings. Units is set to percentage. You could switch to index as well. Title animation has 14 letters and a space, so 15 altogether. And this is really cool. More about that later. You can base it on characters, words, or even lines, which doesn't really make sense if there is only one line. Then there are a few different behaviors. I mostly use square, which has the smoothness option. At 100%, the letters fade in very smoothly. If you set it to 0, you basically have a typewriter. Additionally, let's randomize the order. Before further animating the title animation, let's check out an amazing animation course by Domestika. Learn how to create expressive typography in motion with After Effects. Design letter forms in Illustrator and animate them in After Effects. Start with research and references, color, then design a lettered phrase in Illustrator. In After Effects, animate it using kinetic typography. I've added the link to this course and all animation courses to the description. Use the code Manuel10 for an extra 10% off. Alright, let's add an additional animator. For the position, we set the X position to 50 pixels. Then, link the start property to the opacity start property, so we only have to animate one. The letters blend in and move simultaneously. We open the graph editor to adjust the speed curve. We mainly slow down the end of the animation and adjust the beginning. Awesome! Then let's duplicate the text layer. And in the character tool, let's swap fill and stroke. Stroke width, 1 pixel, is fine. We don't see anything, of course, the animations are exactly the same. So we open the text property, open the advanced settings, and change the random seed to 100 maybe, which changes the random order. So we see some outline letters before they are filled, which is a nice detail. Next, we open the second animator, the position animator, and add scale directly to it. Let's set the scale to 250%, so you can animate several properties with one range selector. And we should link the two source text properties together, especially if you use the same animation several times. So if you replace the text for one layer, it is replaced for the other one as well. Let's offset the two animations by 3 frames. Let the outlines appear first. I think on top of that, I want to animate the overall text position. To do that, let's select the bottom text layer and add an anchor point animator. At 3 frames, we set the X position of the point to -250 pixels, which moves the text to the right. At 12 frames, back to 0. Let's quickly open the graph editor to adjust the speed curve and slow down the end of the animation as much as possible. Then we add an anchor point animator to the upper layer as well. And link the anchor point property to the bottom property. Alright, let's take a look. Awesome. Let's talk a bit more about the source text property. So with each keyframe you can change a whole lot of things. The font color, the font itself, the size, even the text alignment in the paragraph window. Basically all the settings here in the character and paragraph window. Even for single letters. Just select them and change whatever you want. So you could create some fun stuff with that. At least I think it's fun. Next, I've combined two position animators for this title animation. But that's not it. Let's talk about index units I mentioned at the beginning. We add an additional animator for the fill color, RGB. Let's name it letter 1, because the animator will only affect the first letter. How? We open the range selector settings. In advanced, we set units to index, which changes the numbers in the range selector. It's 5 letters from 0 to 5. For the first letter, we set the range from 0 to 1. And change the color. Let's duplicate the animator and set the range to 1 and 2, the second letter. We change the color again. And so on. We even can go beyond and add letters which aren't even there. Why would we do that? Because we can change the text, type in something different. And because the letter animators are index-based, the letter colors remain. So we combined two percentage-based position animators with index-based animators in one text layer. You could add more properties, of course, like change the opacity for each letter. Let's animate the character value for the first letter as well. We set character alignment to center, character range to full Unicode. Then let's animate the character value. From 88 at the beginning, which is the letter X, to 50 at 3 frames. And 0, which is the actual character, at 4 frames. This way you can build awesome animation presets, then reuse them by simply changing the text. Make sure to check out the links in the description. On the left side I've added some videos you might like. Subscribe to my channel on the right side and hit the bell, cause you don't want to miss my next video. Thanks for watching this one, see you in the next one. Bye guys!